Thank you, Mr. President, dear colleagues. I share the view expressed by other colleagues that the Shanghai Cooperation Organization is developing successfully. After India's and Pakistan's accession to SCO, whose leaders take part for the first time here today as full-fledged members of SCO, our organization has become even stronger, has broadened its borders and capacities. I would emphasize that priority in cooperation within the SCO is combating terrorism. The program on countering terrorism, separatism, and extremism that we adopt today outlines the main guidelines for cooperation in the sphere for the next 3 years. It envisages joint exercises and counter-terrorism operations and a closer exchange of expertise and operational information. We hope that SCO Youth Council will be actively involved in the efforts aimed at preventing the involvement of young people in terrorism activities. SCO priorities also include assistance in political and diplomatic settlement of conflicts next to SCO member states' borders. The situation in Afghanistan requires our special importance. I agree with those colleagues who have already mentioned it. It is important to jointly combat the terrorist threat proceeding from Afghanistan. We need to curb production and transit of drugs. We should assist Afghanistan in national reconciliation, economic recovery, and stabilization. Significant results in combating terrorism have been achieved in Syria. Thanks to concerted efforts by Russia and the Syrian government, Iran, Turkey, and other partners, and including Kazakhstan, terrorist activity in this country was crushed, thus paving the way for political settlement. I would like to underscore, dear colleagues, that the government of Syria controls today the territory with 90% of Syrian population. Damascus abides by agreements achieved by the Congress of Syrian National Dialogue in Sochi in January. Damascus has sent proposals on the composition of participants of the Constitution Committee to prepare Syria's new fundamental law. Thus, dear colleagues, the government of Syria fully meets its obligations and has demonstrated its willingness to have a political dialogue. Now it's up to opposition. The ball is in its court. Well, of course, our countries cannot but be worried about the developments around the Iran's nuclear program. U.S. withdrawal from the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action can further destabilize the situation. Russia is in favor of consistent and unconditional implementation of JCPOA. On our behalf, we'll continue meeting all of our obligations. The problem of the Korean Peninsula has a significant impact on the security situation in the SCO space. We are positive about the willingness of Pyongyang, Seoul, and Washington to achieve a comprehensive settlement of crisis through dialogue and talks in line with the roadmap proposed by Russia and China. Within the SCO, we should continue providing assistance to normalize the situation in the region. Russia welcomes the forthcoming summit between the US and North Korea and would also like to underscore great contribution of the People's Republic of China into resolution of crisis on the Korean Peninsula. Dear colleagues, an important area of SCO's work is developing mutually beneficial economic ties between our states. Trade and investments are growing. We facilitate joint access of goods and services. We improve customs clearance, eliminate excessive administrative barriers. We launch joint projects in energy, transport, agriculture. Efforts are taken to harmonize integration initiatives of our countries. Agreement on cooperation between the Eurasian Economic Union and China was signed in Astana in May. It is important to take other steps aimed at boosting coordination when implementing trade, investment, and infrastructure projects through the Eurasian Economic Union and Chinese initiative One Belt, One Road. Russia and China are also preparing draft agreement on Eurasian Economic Partnership, which will definitely be open for all SCO member states. Taking advantage of this opportunity, I would like to invite the representatives of your countries to participate in the first meeting of heads of regions of SCO member states and in the Forum of Small Business of SCO and BRICS member states that are to take place in the Russian Federation. Dear colleagues, the term of SCO Secretary General and Director of the Executive Committee of RUTS is coming to an end. I would like to express gratitude to our colleagues for their efficient work, and I would also like to wish success to their successors. To conclude, I would like to once again thank Mr. President, Mr. Xi Jinping, and all of our Chinese friends for warm and cordial hospitality, and congratulate China on successful presidency in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Today, Kyrgyzstan is taking over the presidency. Our Kyrgyz friends can count on our full cooperation. Thank you.